you started your taxes?
Good question. Definitely start your taxes. It's an ad. Alrighty. We are live from Columbus, OH, and this is the Ramsey Show After Show, episode number 501. Oh, sorry about that. Helps if you have the mic closer to your mouth. That's my bad. Okay, how's that? This should be good. Let's check the levels. And unfortunately, I did not realize, because the music levels and my mic level, it was showed at the same level in my streaming software. It turns out I was really low. Some people on the 500th, where I did all of my Ramsey adjacent songs, some people would think it's fine if I am low and you can't really hear me singing. So there's that. Check on that one more time. What volume have we got here on the old TV there? Oh, maybe it can go up a little bit. Let me just kick it up a notch, a little bit. There we go. All right. Okay, sorry for the technical difficulties. Doing this all by myself. Alrighty, so as previously mentioned, I am Coach Steve Money. I think I mentioned it. If not, I have now. And I'm a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach. And if you'd like more of my financial content, you just scroll youtube.com/Coach Steve Money. You just scroll past the Oak Island playlist, and you'll see the Ramsey Show After Show. And you'll see the Answering Your Financial Questions playlist, and also the music playlist, which contains now 12 Ramsey adjacent songs in there, plus again on the 500th show, that's in the music playlist, and in the Ramsey Show After Show playlist is there, but also in the music playlist and the Ramsey Show After Show playlist. It's the new song, When You're On Baby Step 2. And so check that one out. And of course, you can listen to all of the songs again on episode 500. It didn't quite take an hour to do all 12 of them. Actually, I did 13 because I did this on Friday as well. And so it didn't take the whole hour. So I did answer some questions after that, some Reddit questions. Alrighty. That's all right. So now it's time for market report, and of course it's not scrolled all the way up. Let's make sure we have. Alrighty, looks like the market came down a little bit at the end there. People locking in gains there for the end of the day. All the day traders and such, but still green, and that's always better than if it's not green, if it's pink or red. We do not like that. Let's see what the rest of the planet did. Everything up in Europe, everything up in Asia. How about that? All around the world. It's all good. And as far as the currencies, Euro up against the US dollar, but the US dollar up against the Japanese yen. The British pound, low, up against the US dollar. The Canadian dollar, up above the US dollar. And the Australian dollarmite up above the US dollar. We have, what's today? The 17th, so in 3 days. That would be Thursday. Accenture. 18, 19, 20. Yeah, Thursday. Accenture and FedEx reporting. Kind of mixed in the most followed single stocks on the Google. Speaking of, Alphabet that owns Google is, and YouTube, of course, down today. Also down Amazon, Meta, and Tesla. And this was much more green earlier when the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq were both higher than they ended at. What else did I want to look at? There was some good Nvidia down today. But where is it? Intel was up 6.82%. And Intel is interesting because I knew they had gone down, but I didn't realize how much. So their high was in the year 2000. That's how long ago that was. July 14th, 2000. And then they tried to get back up there in 2020 a couple times, but didn't quite make it. And then it kind of crashed again. And then it came back up and then crashed lower. And then it's just been going up and down since then. When did that bottom happen of that? The most recent bottom there. August 23rd. Okay. So, yeah, let's take a look at how about the last year and see what it did. Yeah, so down in the last year, down, what is it? 40% in the last year. And so you do hate to see the straight down. Anything straight down is not that great. And that's from what? July 31st of last year to August 2nd. Okay, so like a 3-day span there, it basically went straight down almost. Fun times. I think that's everything we need for the market report. Palantir up to, I think, yeah, 1.95. See what the futures are. Futures looking good as well. So we'll have to see tomorrow what happens there. Got one article today, and that would be from Fox Business. PepsiCo to buy healthy soda brand Poppi for nearly $2 billion. Rival Coca-Cola launched its own prebiotic soda, Simply Pop, in February. I did not know that, and of course, I would not be buying that. I checked. Poppi is $1 for 7.5 ounces of it. And for 12 ounces, the Simply Pop is $1.25. And so I'm not going to be doing that when I can get, for that same amount of money, I can get a 2-liter of the off-brand Kroger Diet Cola. And so, it might not be as good for gut health as what the prebiotic stuff is supposed to do, but that's what they say. And so Coca-Cola started their own, and PepsiCo said, well, instead of doing like development and stuff like that, how about we just buy Poppi? Okay. And then the executives get to go home for the day. They don't have to do any more work. They figured it all out. Alrighty. We go to reddit.com/r/Dave Ramsey. And we go from the bottom up. And why do we do that? Because there's only 1,000 questions on there at a time. And I have run out of questions before. And so don't want to miss any. That's how we do it. It's not run by Ramsey Solutions. A lot of people on here think it is. And that's not true. If that were true, that every Dave Ramsey group on any platform was run by Dave, that would be lots and lots and lots. There, at last check, there were 3 Ramsey dating groups on the, and that's been a few years now, so it may be more or less now, but 3 Ramsey dating groups on the Facebook. Now, and a bunch of other Dave Ramsey groups on the Facebook run by fans, but they do have one that the Ramsey Solutions runs, and that is called the Ohio State University. That was awkward. The Ramsey Baby Steps Community is the name of that one. If it's called anything other than those exact words, it is not the one run by Ramsey Solutions. All right, let's get into the questions. What up, Robert? Come. Says Poppy is awesome, but it's pricey. Yep, and that's not where I'm gonna spend my extra money on doing that. Now, some people, like buying healthier food, that's going to be a big deal for individual people. And of course, I fully support people doing whatever they want to do with their money. It's not often the best thing to do with their money. In mine, also Mr. Ramsey's opinion, but I support the right for anybody to do what they want to do with their money. And so, especially the people that ask questions in here in this subreddit, it's got Dave Ramsey's name on it, and they ask if they should do something they know darn well is against the Ramsey advice. And so, if I wanted to do that, I would just do it. I wouldn't have somebody I don't know weigh in on it. I mean, because, this is just people on the internet. Do you just want to trust a random person on the internet? But people are looking for people to agree with them always on things. Let's see. Joining the military, none of this stuff matters. None of this stuff is going to matter. It's great for if it's a phone call into the show, but none of it matters there. If you think it's a good idea, it's great. And if you join, I appreciate your service for sure, but it's not for everybody. And so if you think it would be good for you, and there are certain perks like GI Bill for college, that kind of thing, is 26, but you're still not too late to go into the military, and not too late to get education after your 4 years are up, for example. I think it's still a 4-year hitch, I believe. And so that's certainly an option for you. But I wouldn't let anybody on Reddit make that decision for me. I wouldn't let anybody make it. You have to make it for yourself, because it's you, and you know how well you will react to somebody telling you what to do all of the time, because I hear they do that there. You can watch Forrest Gump, you can watch any of the military movies, and you can see, hopefully it won't be as bad as any of those during wartime, but still, they will be telling you what to do all the time. And so it's up to you if you think you can handle that, because it does come with perks as well. Let's see, level importance 2663, part-time side hustles ideas. That would be side hustle ideas. You don't need both to be plural. I currently work 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living. Monday through Friday, and want to earn more money to save faster. However, finding a second job is incredibly hard, as most won't train on weekends or evening hours. Okay? I'm not able to do things like Uber, DoorDash, as I currently do not have a car. So I'm curious if anyone has any ideas besides selling plasma. All right, well, that's one. You can just, if you would work maybe like at a movie theater where they need people on the weekend, or any other like entertainment type thing like that, I'm sure they would train you on the weekend. Bowling alley, restaurant, that kind of thing, where it's busy on the weekend, they would train you on that. Now, you might be looking for another, a cushy office job for just the weekends, and that probably is not going to happen. So you're probably looking for something like you have Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and that probably is not going to happen. Not saying it doesn't exist, but that doesn't jive there. Maybe, hotel, motel, that kind of thing, because generally busier on the weekends as well. And so anything like that, anything that's going to be busy on the weekend. This is from 117 Natraps. Japan trip update. Okay, we read something by this person previously, and this person had typed it into the Reddit a few days before being on the Ramsey show. And so it's verified now and I thought it was him, but verified that Ken and Jay did tell him to go on the trip next year. And so Japan is good to go. And you got a whole year to save up for it. So, yep. And it was not on baby step 2. Oh, good. And I think even on, had baby step 3 done as well. Helmsword. Okay, got it. Figured it out. Asked for fun. Okay. People have different ideas about fun, so we'll see. Sort of gathered, Dave likes actively manage mutual funds. You should take some English classes for fun. Correct me if I'm wrong. LOL. Dumb, stupid person. So I decided to ask Grok and ChatGPT to help come up with the Dave Ramsey portfolio, and here's what the end result is. FGRIX, Fidelity Growth and Income Fund, Equity Contra Fund. I don't know what that one would be. Fidelity Capital Appreciation Fund, and Fidelity International Growth Fund. All of these might be more based on indexes and not be managed funds. Did you might have to specify, because the AI is not clairvoyant, and so you might have to specify managed funds there. And so I don't know if any of these are based on indexes or not. Let's see, Fidelity International Growth Fund. Note that I'm not I'll be copying and pasting this exact portfolio, but just doing random research. This is not a question. It's a statement saying, correct me if I'm wrong about the managed mutual funds, and that is the advice for retirement, and it is the 4-way split between small, mid, large cap, and international. And of course, the more common names are growth and income, aggressive growth, and international. And so you would want managed funds in those categories. I don't know if these are. So I don't know if this is a good representation of those categories or not. And so, you know what? You might have to do something else other than ask AI about it. You might have to do all of the work searching yourself instead of asking AI about it. Because I taught myself just using the internet. I taught myself all about investing and picking managed funds, And mine do exactly why Dave recommends it is because it makes more money than the freaking indexes, even after you take out the higher expense ratio. So by just doing index funds, you're leaving money on the table. And if that's all you want to do, you want to be lazy and leave money on the table, you can certainly do that. You can do anything you want to with your life and your money, always. I fully support that. You just should not. You should do the Dave Ramsey advice. Oh, what up, Sid? What up, James T? The Booth, 1998. Looking to make some dollars during my full-time job. Any ideas? Well, you would work for your full-time employer. I mean, if that's what you mean, you wouldn't like leave there, instead of working there. Try to do a thing like people, a lot of people probably still doing today. They're working two full-time remote jobs at the same time. And so that is not fair to either employer if you're doing that, unless they are just there fine with you just getting what they want you to get done and don't require you to work 40 hours, that kind of thing. Hey everyone, I'm currently in baby step 2, chipping away at my debt snowball style. Okay, that's correct so far. I have a great job that offers amazing benefits and a stellar company match on my retirement. So why you want to cheat on them then? And while they're paying you, you want to work at another place too for hours that they're paying you, maybe. And I don't know the exact situation, of course, but that's just what some people are doing. I don't make much at my job, $20 an hour, and I'm looking to supplement my income. My job I have now allows me to have tons of free time most days. Okay, very few days do I even work for more than 4 hours or so. All right. I was looking to find some ideas on how to make some money, maybe on my laptop during my job. All my research has ended up in the earn $10,000 a week during drop shipping. Yeah, you don't want to do that. Videos, anything that's on TikTok, you don't want to do as advice, unless of course it's Mr. Ramsey's advice, because he, as Rachel likes to point out whenever he disparages TikTok, he says, Dave, you're on TikTok. And yes, she calls him Dave at work. That's how they do it. Other get rich quick schemes of the sort, right? Has anyone any real suggest making extra side cash on their laptop? It wasn't on my laptop. It was actually on the work computer. I had a lot of downtimes in my computer repair job as well, and like I would give like feedback on apps and other things, basically testing apps and just like survey kind of thing, and I would make money doing that. I also did the Ramsey Show Aftershow show from there because it was really slow at the time that happened. It was generally at that time of day. It was towards the end of the day, and it wasn't busy at all, and I didn't have anything to do, so I did that. And very rarely, every so often, something would come up, and I would have to cut the show short or not do it at all. And so, but yeah, you can do that as long as they don't care, and they don't have anything for you to do. And so, especially if you are, if it sounds like that the person is still at the job location, but he's just sitting around doing nothing. And so, and if you get paid for that time, that's I don't know what to tell you on that. That if they don't care and they don't have anything for you to do, then knock yourself out. But that's between you and them. My boss was fine with it. Where were we at? Oh, yeah. Zenthro on the path to financial literacy, but got scorched on taxes and feel like I'm doing something wrong. Well, if you did get a side hustle, for example, like the previous person, and you did not put aside the money for taxes, that would be something wrong, now wouldn't it? Or, did you think, oh, well, I won't owe taxes on that? Or maybe just didn't think about it and spent it all, or sent it all to debt, something like that. And that's still not wise in this case, because government do take a bite, and they do want their bite in April. I feel like vulnerable. I feel vulnerable posting this because I did not have a ton of money for most of my adult life, and finally got a decent paying job, and have gotten really into educating myself on finances, and paying off debt. But it's pretty new and foreign to me. All right. Husband and I have a household income of $180,000 after a big promotion last year. And even after withholding extra, we owed $14K in taxes. That feels like a lot, but I honestly have no frame of reference. Is that normal? And we just need to plan for it? It depends. If you have, like I said, if you have extra income coming in, like on a side business or something like that, you need to account for the taxes on that. If there was a big promotion for you or husband, and they are still taking out the same amount of taxes instead of the same percentage of taxes, then that would be the problem. And so you can check the pay stub on that to make sure they're taking out enough. Otherwise, you can see who is not. If both of you work, you take a look at those pay stubs and you find out who is not paying enough. Let's see. Honestly, I have no frame of reference. Is that normal? No, there would have to be something going on for it to be 14,000. And of course, you wouldn't want it to be the other way either, where you got back $14,000, because that's over $1,000 a month that you could have done better with than giving the government an interest-free loan on. And we just need to plan for it. You do need to plan for it. If it's money coming in from any other source other than your W-2 job that is taking out taxes, then you need to plan for the taxes. And you would be able to tell that if you add that, anything you add to your income in addition to your W-2 jobs, then you need to plan for that. Or are we doing something wrong? Follow-up question. I had $98K of student loans and have paid off $90K over the last 3 years. I only have $8K left. That's great. And we also paid off our credit cards and car. Did not realize it had ellipsis at the end. And car, and plan to start saving for a down payment for a house. Well, first you would do the full emergency fund. And if you're going to get a house, we recommend 6 months on that. That's 3 to 6 months of your necessary expenses. Is the baby step 3, the full emergency fund. And so again, I recommend 6 months, because houses come with their own deal where there are additional expenses involved in that. I would have paid off my loans this month if we didn't get this crazy tax amount. Is this something that I should be working with a finance planner on? A personal accountant would be helpful to work with in terms of saving in a smart way for a down payment. No, you just don't spend the money on anything else. You don't have to pay extra taxes because you're saving it for a down payment. There's nothing you would need a financial professional for in order to save money. You just don't spend it on anything else. And first you finish step 2, and then you finish step 3, where you have the full, again, 6-month emergency fund. I would recommend 6 instead of 3. and then only then do you start saving on the down payment. This adulting stuff, man, yep, got to be an adult, and you got to figure out where it is. Like, again, if whoever got the promotion and the pay raise, if maybe they're accidentally taking out only the amount of money that they were before, then that's bad news, and that needs to be corrected by the HR department. So that's what you want to do. You want to get a pay stub from beforehand and after, and of course you can also have HR take a look at that for whoever got the promotion to see if that was it. Also, one of the jobs, if both of you work, one of you guys could have the withholding set up incorrectly, so that it hasn't been taking up that it hasn't been much of a problem before, but now after the promotion, now all of a sudden, because it's the wrong amount, it is a problem. So Cultural Sky 5740, do I need to follow the Dave Ramsey method? Why else would you be on here? Unless you're just trolling. I don't understand why you would be on here otherwise. But no, you don't need to. Again, I support anybody doing whatever they want with their money and their life. But if you're on here, why would you be here if you don't agree with the method? And if you want to do something different, I don't even need to know about it. If you want to do something different, you can do that without letting the internet know. You can just do it. But I think everybody needs to follow the Dave Ramsey method, the baby steps. Everybody should do that. The world would be off a much better place. Of course, they won't. Most people will not do that. So you would just be very normal. And what we are here is weirdos. And we will love to be weird. You need to embrace the weirdness, because normal people won't do it. Because normal people won't sacrifice enough to do that, and they'll be debt people forever. Let's see. Hello, my husband and I have started our journey to financial freedom. Great. So if you want to do that, you know what a proven way to do that? 30 years, millions of documented success stories. No other financial advice has anywhere near that success record. Maybe you might want to do that then if you want to get to financial freedom. How about that? Husband is wanting to be more intense than I am. Okay, he's right, you're wrong. Depending on what step you're on. If step 1, 2, and 3, you should be more intense than you want to be. So, this might be, this could be oversimplifying it, and maybe she's not that bad. But maybe this is princess syndrome going on here. No, I want things. I don't want to pay off debt. I want to buy things. I don't mind putting everything toward her debt, but we really don't have that much debt. It doesn't matter how much you have. The debt thing is step 2. The only thing you do before the debt thing is $1,000 emergency fund, starter emergency fund. That's the only thing you do. And so it seems to me like getting out of debt would be pretty important, because it's the second thing to do on the list. And so you could go by that. You could also go by, if you're familiar with Dave Ramsey at all, if you watched his show for 5-10 minutes even, you would know that he's the no debt guy, and it doesn't matter how much there is. This is how nutty people are. They think it's only a little bit of debt. Well, if you want to do that, go ahead, but then you don't need to compare yourself or even ask in a Dave Ramsey subreddit whether you need to follow this. You don't need to. It's free country. Most people won't do it. But you said you wanted to get to financial freedom. This is a proven way. And again, the highest track record, the best track record of any, the best documented success stories from any financial advisor. We have about $2,000 left on a golf cart, and the only other debt we have is $19K on a truck, and $200K on a mortgage. 19 into the $21,000. That's still too much debt, even though you don't think it's much. We have a nest egg of 10% of our 3-month income, and you wouldn't be having that if you were doing it right. You're not doing it right. You're doing it wrong, as we like to say. And you should do it right instead. We both would like to pay off the remaining smaller debts. Hey, imagine that. That would be the baby step 2. That's exactly what it says to do there. And get our nest egg up to 3 months of our income. Okay, that happens after all of the small debt, all the debts are gone, other than the mortgage. So the 19K truck and the golf cart. Do you need a golf cart? How often do you golf that you need to buy a golf cart or whatever you use it for? Could be using it for some other thing. And you could rent something instead. If you're doing it to use it for something for twice a year, you can rent something instead. People are nutty. But our bring home versus our needed spending is. But our bring home versus our needed, in quotes too, so they put it in quotes, so they know damn well that it's not all needed. Spending is decent. We don't have to go without fun completely to pay this debt down, but you should though. Like maybe a little bit of fun, you want to do $10, $20 of fun money each a month. A week. That's fine. And it's whatever you guys agree to. You're the ones that are married. You're the ones that live together. So it's whatever you guys agree to. We bring home about $125,000 a year. And we like to buy stuff, apparently. Let's see. Which is good for our area. We already paid off $14K in credit cards, $11K in school loans. Some from the sale, from the sale, S-A-L-E, of our first home. Basically, I don't see a reason to not budget ourselves a fun, considering we both contribute 5% of our pay already to savings. You should not be doing that. You don't save anything else other than the $1,000. So you're already doing what you want to do, so just keep doing it. See if there's anything else. I want to enjoy life and not just constantly pay without enjoying anything. You can budget fun money in. That's fine. Maybe I'm being naive, yeah, but we paid off a lot before we found a Ramsey, and now we have much more cash flow to throw most of it at debt and savings. Why not enjoy life a little bit too? Am I off base here? It depends on what your version of enjoy life a little bit too. If you're talking about $1,000 a month spent on that, no. If you're talking about like $20 each a week, that would be more acceptable to me on that. But it's whatever you guys agree to. And so, by putting the needed in quotes, you're doing stuff that you shouldn't be doing. Because that should only be, and probably still doing, they're talking about nest egg. I don't know if that includes retirement. Probably still doing that. Shouldn't be doing that either. So yes, you do need to follow it if you're going to follow it, because you're not right now. Otherwise, you can just keep doing what you're doing, and it doesn't matter if it matches up with Dave's stuff or not. And no one needs to give you a reason why it doesn't. You can just do what you want. But people, again, always want somebody to agree with them the way that they're doing it. Oh, goodness gracious me. Cub 111. Completed step 1. Great. Honestly, I didn't think I'd ever even complete that step. I'm moving on to step 2, and hopefully And hopefully, and staying in prayer, I can get my debt paid this year. Make it happen. Having the steps to follow really help. Yeah, some people don't. Some people read it and think they're following the steps, but they're not, because they're doing a little thing we call you doing it wrong. I'm still baby stepping to holding myself accountable. Yeah, that needs to be, that's part of baby step 0. So you're late on that one. And reminding myself I don't need it. Yeah, you should talk to the other lady. But I feel a change and I'm happy to be going in the right direction. Just wanted to share. Thanks for reading. You are welcome. Baby step 1. Excellent. And that would be where everybody needs to start at. Actually, baby step 0, as I said, where you get your head straight, you change your mindset, is part of baby step 0. And again, one day, forthcoming video. I've done some work on it. Just haven't made it happen yet. But baby step 0, and I'll do a video eventually on all of the baby steps, but starting on the missing baby steps. Baby step 0 and 3B, which is not in there, which Mod said Dave is considering adding a baby step, and I'm thinking that would probably be 3B because I've already seen it back in February of last year. So because I thought I just saw it one day, I pull this up every day for the after show, and so right there was 3B, and so it was spaced out a little bit more, and they were a little bit smaller, but it was in there. And so I thought, the first thing I thought was the updated Total Money Makeover was going to come out in April or May. And so I thought, okay, maybe it's in conjunction with that, and they put that in the book, and so they're going to add it to this, and somebody just uploaded it early. Well, the uploaded it early thing was probably likely true, because the next day it was back to the same thing you're seeing now with no 3B on there. So if I had known that it wasn't coming back, I would have screenshotted it. And that way you guys would believe me, but I'm not making it up. Promise. Seller rent. Okay. Not everybody that moves should be a landlord. And you'll get financial bros and just other people in general telling you, oh, you never sell real estate. Bull crap. My family will be possibly moving from California to Indiana. And so, hey, guess what? Do you keep a California house while you live in Indiana? That would be a nar. Because a lot of times when you have to hire somebody to manage it for you, because you are no longer in the frickin' state, you're over half a country away from California in Indiana, and it's not going to be worth it, the amount that you will get after you take out all the expenses involved in that business, being a landlord. And you also would not have a mortgage on any business property, rental properties. That's a no on that. Family will be possibly moving from California to Indiana. Our home is paid off. Okay, well, that's great. And we would potentially get $650,000 to $700,000 from selling. We could get a home for $300,000 to $400,000 in Indiana, right? Good reason to move and pay cash. Not a however. We stop right there and do that. And then you have the extra money, the extra 400K. You would have that extra on top of buying your new house. And so that's it. That's however, nothing doesn't change the advice. However, we're also thinking of renting out our home in California for extra income. That would be called debt leverage. So that's a no. When we move, we'll be going from 150K gross income to 100K. Yep. As I won't be working anymore, but also that's California money. Yep, versus Indiana money. True. Thoughts on if we should sell and put the extra cash in retirement or rent out the house. Also, if we could put about 100K down on a house, and if we don't sell our current house, thanks. Yeah, that's a no. That would be debt leverage, so that's a no. Anything business has to be 100% cash, no business loans. I don't know what people think about, why people think that Dave would possibly be okay with that, or they might not care and they just want somebody to agree with them because that's what they want to do, and more power to them if that's what they want to do. But I've seen on here and heard on the show way too many times that they end up making a couple $100 profit a month. Now, California real estate, that might be a little bit different. It depends on how much the management company charges. But, you know, for just a couple $100 a month, and that's what people think about. Oh, and plus I have this equity in the house on top of that. But that doesn't help you if you need to put a new roof on the house, does it? No, it doesn't. That's why you need to buy it in cash. Anything business is 100% cash. No loans for anything for business. I drive a POS. Me too. I don't see a problem. Been following Dave a long time. At 28, have zero debt. Some investments, not as much savings as I'd like. I think I read this one. But I'm driving POS. My truck has 230K miles and falling apart. I want to get me a new vehicle. You don't need the me part there. You just say I want to get a new vehicle. But I'm terrified of having a car note after not having one for 6 years. I really don't want to pay cash for another POS. Again, do whatever the crap you want to do. You are familiar with Mr. Ramsey. You know he's the no debt guy. So follow his advice or don't. I don't know what the problem. I don't know why you need to post on here. I don't get it. You need to, I mean, if you're not committed enough to the thinking that it's a good idea, that you need people on the internet to agree with you, then you don't think it's a good idea enough to do it. So you're doing it wrong on several levels there. Low ad 6410. How do I convince my parents to stop spending? Alrighty. So on this one, Dave says the thing if someone has changed your diaper ever, they do not want to hear from you ever about sex or money. And so there's that. I mean, you can tell them all about Dave Ramsey. If you're doing the baby steps, you can tell them all about your success and your progress. You can do that for sure. But especially when they get old, I mean, they're not as old as I am, so that might be good. 55 male and 54 lady. I'm not from the U.S. My parents are somewhat conservative nuclear family. My father is still working and mother is a homemaker. My dad oscillates between advocating his right to spend some money, to overspending it. All right, fun times. My mom preaches about saving but doesn't save anything for herself or the family. All right, well, you got people... I mean, people are just nutty. Your parents are nutty. Also, probably quite normal. So, the problem isn't them. They're the same they've always been, probably. You're the one that found Dave Ramsey's advice, so you're the one that's changed. So, you got to have grace for the normal people in your life. You can still be friends with them. You can still be related to them. You can still have a good relationship with them. I have friends that have debt and are in no hurry to pay it off. I have friends that worship a credit score, and that's fine. let's see, growing up, I never faced any issues with money, but seeing my parents, I learnt that I need to fight with my family for every penny I need. What? But seeing my parents, I learned I need to fight with my family for every. So just because the parents fought about it, they fought with each other about it, and so that means you think you need to as well. Well, do a little thing that teenagers call rebelling against that behavior, and don't do that. I, female, has the F right there. Her word, not mine. Oh, what is that senator's name? Is that Robert? I think his name is Robert Kennedy too. No relation, I don't think, to the other Kennedy family, but he's always throwing like things people said back in their face on there. Now correct me if I'm wrong, that kind of thing. Now, did you say anyway? Live alone, but I still feel so. If you definitely worry about something that's not even a thing yet. Still feel frightened thinking, what if my family asks for money? If your parents do, will you say no? And you might not even have any. And if that's true, you can tell them the truth, that I don't have any. I plan every penny and live on a $0 budget, right? Because you're doing it right. There was never a moment where I thought I can share my achievements with my family because a lot of times people don't want to share their success on the baby steps because then they think people, including family, are going to start asking for money then. And that's not how this works. No, I didn't do this so I could give you money so that you could not pay off your debt with it. Because my immediate thought is, what if they ask me for money? If they do, you say nar, or want to give a big party to them. What? My parents live paycheck to paycheck. I am advocating Ramsey to them for the last 1 year. Maybe not English as a first language. I hope not. But there is no change. Well, they don't want to change. But what happens when my father retires? How do I convince them to spend less? You can talk to them about it. You can say exactly that. Parents, I'm concerned about retirement for you guys. I want to make sure that you guys are going to be in a good financial place. And I know I'm the kid. I know you changed my diapers. But I would like to talk to you about this and see what you guys are doing and what you're planning, and to see if I can help you any way. Because I know a better way you can do it, and unfortunately my way though means you don't get to buy any dumb crap every time you want to buy some dumb crap. So you can say it nicer than that, but you can certainly do that. Best thing you can do is just be an example to them. But again, that's up to you if you want to tell them. If you think it'll be more trouble on you to not say anything about it. I mean, you're the one saying you've been advocating it for a year, so they know you're on it. So if you're going to bother doing that, then you need to share your progress with them. Let's see. No office 6868. No office. What about Parks and Recreation? Do we have that one? Can my parents afford a new car? Well, how to convince them it's okay to spend, okay? And this is the opposite. Did I read these two before? That sounds very familiar. Like Old Biff in Back to the Future Part 2. It seems very, very familiar. How to convince them it's okay to spend. 68 and 65, they're both retired but are not collecting Social Security benefits yet. They are living on savings and delaying to max retirement age. So if they have enough savings, if they plan that out and they have that, what's called a bridge fund. It gets you from when you stop working to when you start collecting retirement, Social Security. Then they did it right. And they may be erring on the side of caution and not getting a new car. So they shouldn't get a new car because you think they should. That's not how this works. Let's see, the house, 800K, is free and clear. Great. New build with 50-year roof. They own a F-150 base model outright with 150K miles. What's wrong with that? That one works still. Their living expenses are $500 a month for taxes and homeowners insurance, $1,000 for food and eating out, $250 for utilities, $1,000 for travel, entertainment, hobbies. My dad wants to buy a new 911. MSRP is probably around $160,000 to $170,000. He would take a chunk from savings to buy the car. My mom collects a $4,000 a month pension, which is currently their only income. So basically, their living expenses are below their income. However, they do want to start traveling. Yeah, see, you can't do everything all at the same time. Everybody wants to get the new truck and also travel too. And also retire early before you get full benefits. They're choosing to do all of this at the same time, and that you cannot do that. You're limited to the amount of income that you have. And taking it from savings, that's supposed to be the bridge fund, unless that's way overfunded, that's going to be a no. 401k, 403, total set value around $4 million. All right, well, that's different. They're probably fine. Because that 4 million, that generates, should be generating average per year, $400,000 per year. And so that would seem to be fine. But the problem is that's not happening yet. They're not taking that yet, apparently. They're not taking withdrawals yet. Right. So I'm holding off on that then. Wait until that money starts coming in and you don't need that 100 and what is it? How much does it cost for that freaking truck? 160 to 170K. Wait until you don't need it anymore and then use it for that. But for right now, until we get to the time where you are taking withdrawals, then that's going to be a no for me, dog. But they could, I mean, it seems like they could certainly afford it. And they would have $1 million net worth for sure. So even new vehicles are fine. Various other accounts, but of course, they would still tell you 50% of your annual take-home pay, or your annual gross. Was that take-home? Yeah, I think it's annual gross pay. As far as the number of things with wheels on them and engines. Meaning all the cars combined, that should only be half of 1 year's income. And that's going to be it as well. They exceed that as well, so that would be fine. If it's just this. But, I mean, and they can keep the old truck as well. Total net worth around $6 million. How do I convince them that a lavish car purchase is totally affordable? It is, but I wouldn't trust that on that. I mean, if you tell me they're going to start taking retirement withdrawals from the 401k and 403b in 6 months, and they have enough in the savings to take them 6 months even without this 170k plus tax in there. If it's got that much in there, then I would be much more, it'd be much more of a possibility with me, but I don't think you do that while there's so much up in the air still. And then is this they want to travel too? No, that's the last one. Okay, yeah. So yeah, so I mean they're fine to get it as long as they have enough in the savings combined with the, what are we getting, 400,000 a month pension coming in. As long as that's plenty to get you to when you were gonna start taking withdrawals, then that's fine. I don't care about cars and trucks. I don't care. I would not do it just to do it. I would need to be like needing a new one, and maybe at this kind of net worth, at that point maybe I would say, okay, yeah. I mean, I don't care that much about it, but why not get a car that has all the bells and whistles? A car that can connect to the internet, that kind of thing. My 2005 Suzuki Verona does not connect to the internet. Did that one already? Oh, alrighty. Where do y'all buy used cars? Speaking of vehicles, Chris Jones 83998. My 2017 Ford bought brand new, transmission unexpectedly gave out. I need another car ASAP for work. This will be my first time buying used, and I'm a little lost. What do you look for in a used car, and where do you find them? I have $12,000 cash, but can finance up to $20K. Finance, if you're going to follow the Dave Ramsey advice, finance is not involved with it. We're not doing loans for a dumb vehicle. No, 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 no. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? That's a NAR. And aggressively pay off over the next. Quit that bull crap. That's so much bull crap. I'm going to finance it and aggressively pay it off. You know what the percentage rate is of people that say that dumb crap and then don't do it, and they spend money buying other stuff as well, is very high. I don't want cheap. I want reliable. Thanks. Cars.com you can look at, and it doesn't need to be a certain amount of dollars to be reliable. You just have your mechanic, not the seller's mechanic or the dealer's mechanic. You get away from dealers. You can look on cars.com, Auto Trader. You buy private sale and sell private sale. And that way you leave the dealer out of it, so that's a better deal for both the buyer and the seller. So don't be dumb in finance anymore, and you don't even need to spend all of that $12K on a reliable car. You just have your mechanic check it out before you buy it. Alrighty, what's more? Coach Steve Money, I'm a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach. And youtube.com/Coach Steve Money is the page you're watching this on right now. And if you have money problems and or just want to know if you're on the right track, you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation assessment with me at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. You can email me about financial coaching or any of the Ramsey stuff or anything else on my YouTube channel at coachstevemoney@gmail.com. Donations can go to paypal.me/Coach Steve Money. Alternatively, again, to Cash App at $Coach Steve Money. Or Walmart gift card to that same email address, coachstevemoney@gmail.com. Upcoming streams, this stream until further notice. Monday through Friday, 5:25 p.m. Eastern Time, and that is when the Ramsey Show leaves the YouTube, and that's when I start, at that exact moment. Alrighty, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment, and thank you so much if you've done any or all of those already. And as always, make smart financial decisions every single day.